Well, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. We are starting out in Joe's room today. This mess is, well, Jeremy went looking for Joe's baseball uniform. He had to be there at like 5:30. Jeremy didn't get home till right at 5 o'clock. He was trying to get dinner together and to get Joe together and to get him out the door in time for baseball. He could not find Joe's sock. He tore Joe's room apart and he didn't have time to put it back together. He had intended to this afternoon, the same day that I'm tidying up his room, so it's not like he left the mess for me to get to it. At just time got the best of us. So he didn't find the sock. Joe ended up wearing a green sock and an orange sock. It was not our proudest parenting moment, but that's what happens when I guess you got two full-time parents and not enough time. So what I did is I set a 30-minute timer. This was on a Tuesday, and I needed to work with timers because I was still, I do work from home on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I couldn't, I really couldn't put the whole time that I needed to into it. So that's what I did, 30 minutes, and then that was that. I did come back eventually throughout the week. So what happened here, most of this stuff came from Joe's closet. So when Joe had been cleaning up his room, he had been shoving stuff in here, and we just frankly hadn't had the time. We didn't make the time to come in here and make sure he had done it properly. So when Jeremy was looking for the sock, he was just pulling stuff out. So I went through it because most of this stuff he doesn't wear, he doesn't use. So that's what I did. I took the two big garbage bags, not grocery bags. One was supposed to be for donations and the other was for trash. They both ended up being trash. And at first I was doing the whole, well, I'll keep this, I'll keep that. And then finally I was like, no, he doesn't play with any of this stuff. So I started throwing it away. And I guess I got empowered or whatever you want to call it. Now, Joe did have the option. The reason you don't see him in this video is, well, like I said, I had 30 minutes. I did give him the choice. I said, you can come in here and have a say-so in what mommy gets rid of and what mommy doesn't. I said, or mommy's going to come in here and I'm just going to do what I want and you don't have to help. And he chose not to come in here and help. It wasn't like a little bratty type thing. He just said that, okay, well, mommy, I know you'll keep what I want to play with and what I don't. So I was like, I guess that's the best I could ask for in this situation. As a rule of thumb, and what has been going on for the last 2 months, Joe has been keeping his room clean on his own. Now, obviously, where he was doing with the stuff, he was shoving it in the closet, so I just got rid of most of it, and so now there's nothing to shove in the closet. He does still play with toys, but what he does play with is Legos, Matchbox cars. He's got a couple action figures, but for the most part, it's nothing that's in that closet. I had moved all of his toys in there so they would be out of the way because his room is incredibly small, but he doesn't seem to play with them when they're in there or when they're out of there. So what I get rid of in this video, I probably need to double that. But like I said, again, for the sake of time, not, I didn't get to really clean it. If you've been here a while, you know this is a room that I really struggle in. I can see the progress that I've made over the last year and a half, and I'm proud of myself. His room was a lot messier to begin with. There was a lot more stuff, so I have come a long ways, and I'm very thankful for YouTube that I can sit back and see where I've made I can literally see where I've made the progress, because there's times like this day that I was in here and I felt so discouraged because he was doing I thought he was doing so well with this room. We've done well not to bring stuff in, but there is progress because honestly in 30 minutes I was able to get this room in a pretty good condition. There's really not anything out now in the main area. I got rid of a ton of toys. There is a lot more work to be done in that closet, and it's really just throwing stuff away. The bags, like I said, one of them was gonna be donation, and there may be one or two items in there that are salvageable for the most part. The clothes are stained and ripped. The toys are gross and broken. Like, it's nothing that is really usable, or salvageable, whatever word you want to say. So I did just throw them away. That's a lot of what this is too. I was just shoving more stuff that was shoved back in there out so I could go through it. You see those railroad tracks and the truck was broken. The railroad tracks, I don't even know where the train is that goes to it. Pretty sure it was broken anyway. Now there are a couple things that I still have a hard time getting rid of. He's got a thing of Lincoln Logs that he's never played with, but I have it in my mind I want to keep these Lincoln Logs, and I don't know why. I haven't reached that point yet where I can feel okay keeping stuff, because I feel like I have way too much to be thinking about keeping stuff, that I should just focus on throwing everything away. But I think that idea overwhelms me, and then I feel guilty when there is something I come across that I want to keep. And I have to remind myself, at some point in my life, I did want these things. And not even just Joe's toys, anything in the house. Like, I don't have to get rid of everything. I just need to find a healthy amount of things, and I need to learn how to upkeep them and maintain them. So, but yeah, again, just throwing stuff away. When the timer went off, I maybe worked an extra 5 or 10 minutes. I washed all of Joe's sheets and covers. That's why I pulled those off. The mess really wasn't as bad as it looked. It was just a lot, those covers really made it look like there was a ton of stuff, and so did the clothes. But once I got those up, it was just a matter of sorting through the toys. I tried to not sort through toys the last couple of times I cleaned his room, because it does take a lot of time. In this case, I was looking for that sock. So I did get carried away. There were a lot of things I didn't have to sort through, but I ended up doing it just because I was already in, sort through mode. So the sock ends up being in a little gift bag hanging on the back of his closet door. I have absolutely no idea how it got there. What I imagined is Joe took it off and just flung it into the air. That seems to be the most realistic explanation to me. So I don't know if you all would have noticed or not, but when I just stopped my voiceover a minute ago, there has actually been like 2 days in between this. It has been taking me forever to get anything done that's not like related to the house or related to work. I've not really had much time for fun time me, which is okay. But I do the YouTube stuff because I enjoy it. So Joe was just listening to this voiceover with me, and he's like, "Wait, you threw away what? You threw away what?" And I was like, "Buddy, I didn't throw away anything that you wanted." So that was pretty funny. So here we are again, just going through the stuff. A lot of these clothes were too big, but he really wanted to keep them because his older brother gave them to him. I have actually not been doing hand-me-downs anymore, not for any other reason than I don't use them. I forget about them. And they're too big. So if they're too big, if they're too many seasons away, what'll happen is I'll forget they're up there and I'll replace them. Or I just don't ever get to them. So I've not been doing that anymore. It seems like it's more trouble than it's worth to keep the stuff and store it. I have absolutely no problem with hand-me-downs, with thrift store stuff, anything like that. It's just simply a matter of the space, and I'm just not remembering it, so it's getting wasted. So I donated quite a bit of stuff. Well, not in this case. Most of it I just actually threw away. And again, like I said, it wasn't salvageable. This is a couple days later. I put all of Joe's stuff back on the bed. So his room, it's pretty bare now, but that's okay because he doesn't really do much in here other than watch TV. He plays with his toys, it seems like everywhere else in the house. But I just put the stuff back on, and that was it. I forgot to put the pregnancy pillow back in, as y'all see. And just in case you guys weren't here for the last time, don't worry. That pillow can't get you pregnant anymore. Mommy made sure it doesn't do that. Joe thought that pillow it made people pregnant just because it was called a pregnancy pillow. So yeah, that was pretty funny. I actually never used it when I was pregnant. It was just super comfortable to sleep with. I realize as an adult now that I guess see a kid's equivalent of having a blankie or a certain pillow or something. But when I go to sleep, like I have to hold on to something. I don't want it to be like my husband or anything, but I have to have like a pillow or just something tucked underneath my arm and like laying on my head. And I was like, that's kind of like a kid thing. Kids do that a lot. So my laundry room, it did get messy again, but it didn't take much time to clean it up. Again, a lot of this, that's donations. I always have a bag in my house of donations. I did move it into the laundry room because it made more sense because this is where the clothes are. So it's something I try to teach my kids. When we're done with something, we just donate it. It's not that I'm teaching my kids to get rid of stuff, but we buy a lot of our stuff at Salvation Army. My kids, or not Salvation Army, Goodwill. My kids love thrift stores. They prefer that over other things, and I'm fine with that. They love thrift store shopping and they love Amazon shopping. So like I said, that's a blessing to me and my pocketbook. I do try to get them, some newer stuff, but most of the time they're like, no. Now this is just toilet paper. I am not hoarding toilet paper, y'all. I buy this at Sam's probably once every 3 months, maybe a little bit longer. It takes us longer to go through it now because my 2 older boys aren't here anymore. It is the cheap office toilet paper. Am I the only one that has this problem? I don't know how my kids do it, but the toilet paper always ends up soaked. I don't know how you keep dropping it in the toilet. Like, I don't understand it. So they waste a lot of it. It gets wet a lot of times. And the main problem is they just don't put it back on the roll. But even still, I don't know how it keeps getting knocked in I'm assuming it's the toilet. So anyway, that's why we buy whatever's most cost efficient. They thought when we bought Kroger brand toilet paper one time that it was bougie toilet paper, which I just have to laugh. But it's kind of one of those things now, like when you grow up and you move you go back to see your parents, you're like, hey, why didn't we get this stuff when we were younger? And now I realize why. So yeah. All right, doing some more laundry. So I decided to wash my sheets because it's been a while. I was doing really well and I just didn't get to it. This stain is not anything gross. It's actually a yellow pen that I had. I was using it to highlight, and I guess I left it on the bed with the lid off and it leaked on there. So that's not pee or anything like that. It's just ink, but it did go all the way through to the mattress, but it's just a stain. It's just ink. That's fine. So I hope you guys enjoy my fashion show that I put on for y'all here. I sometimes wonder if maybe I should dress up when I clean for the camera, but I don't know. It doesn't feel very authentic to just do that, and that's just not me anyway, and I think you guys would know that. I enjoy being comfortable. I do like getting dressed up though. I have really enjoyed that part of going to work. I thought by now I would kind of be over it, but I have fun accessorizing and just being a girl. Not something that I ever thought I'd really say, just because it's not been my cup of tea. I mean, I always like dressing up now and then, but if when I was staying at home, I didn't want to get dressed up every day. I know it makes you feel better, some people say, but I didn't see the point, because it's like, I'm going to go through all this trouble just to sweat my makeup off or just to spill bleach all over my nice outfit, and it just didn't seem very efficient to me. I have to say, you guys, I am still struggling with how to keep house and do my part. Jeremy has helped out as much as he possibly can. Like I said, he does all the sports stuff with Joe, so he's usually not home either until 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and he's been taking over dinner and make sure, like the kitchen and stuff, and that part's cleaned up. But then there's other things he just, I gotta do it too. He works 50 hours a week. I'm just working 40, so that's still a lot. And my kids help out too. But there's just some things that aren't getting done, and I gotta figure out how to put it in there. I'm hoping when baseball season comes to a close here in just a little bit, I'll have a little bit more time in the evenings. I've been trying to do about 30 minutes in the evening, and that does help a lot, but I guess we've got too much going on. Okay, this is Walmart food haul. It was pretty small because we didn't need a lot of stuff. It was $195.37. Most of a good chunk of that, about 50 of it, was from this. Michael's got a flat tire, so he needed to change it on his bike. Okay, this is, I needed some dry shampoo, some tarts. I got these for work. Gluten-free. These are really, really good.
Socks for Haley.
Socks for Sissy, yep. Mushrooms. I got candy for my candy bowl at work. Michael's shrimp ramen. I thought I'd try these. They're gluten-free toaster waffles. I did the mushrooms, babe. Strawberry banana yogurts.
Banana, pickles.
Joe's Lunchables milk, chocolate almond milk.
Carrots.
Yep, peas and carrots. Boba bars, because they are like my favorite for breakfast.
We got strawberry and...
I like these for lunch too at work. It's not too bad. And then I've been taking smoked turkey and then smearing this on it and then putting provolone cheese with it, and it's really good. Joe has discovered he loves pickles, so I got him a big thing of that. He ate every one of those Mark Wahlberg pickles that I had. I didn't care for him, but he ate the entire thing in like 2 days. This is for smoothies, and these were the only bananas they had, so. Oh, and I got this too because my glasses keep falling off my head. All right, so that's what $200 looks like. This is what was the most, but he needed his bike fixed, so. All right. So I realized this is my last year in my 30s, and I'm not upset about it at all. But I'm gonna make this like the most productive year ever, it seems like, because we don't have enough going on already. I decided to try 75 hard again, and I did it last year actually about this time. I'm on day 5 now. Well, when you guys are seeing this, I'll be on day 5. So yeah, I decided to do it for a couple of reasons. I'm very tired all the time. Jeremy and I were talking the other day, and I was like, I guess I'm going to talk to the doctor about bee shots or something like that. And then I'm like, Erica, have you really tried? Have you really done everything you can do that you're at the point that you need to talk to the doctor? And I'm like, no, not really. I haven't. So I'm going to try that again. And this is going to be my year, I guess. I went back to work. I really started working on, self-care, that type of stuff. I've done a lot of progress in the house. I've done a lot of things that I never thought I would do, especially like YouTube. I'm really happy with this. This was something I've been wanting to do for about 5 years now, and I'm really happy with the way my channel is going. And I'm really happy with the way things have gone. So I figured, what better way to turn 40 than to be, in better shape and to have a better routine. If you don't know, last year when I did 75 hard, I lost 25 pounds. This time around, it's not so much about my weight. I'm pretty content with where I'm at. Of course, I want to tone up a few things, and a few pounds isn't going to bother me, but I also am not going to be upset if I don't lose weight. This is more just about feeling better. And I know as I'm getting older, the only thing that bothers me about getting older is I want to be able to physically do things. Like, I don't want it to hurt every time I get up off the couch. And I've noticed the longer I am sitting around, the more difficult it is for me to just do simple things. Not like I can't do them. Like, I'm just like, ugh, like my energy levels are lower when I'm not as physically active. My moods suck when I'm not physically active. So it's overall important for me. It's just a stability thing, and a better quality of life. That's why I'm trying to do it. So anyway, so yeah, I'm doing that again. I'll keep you guys updated on that. And I think that's really about all that's going on in the house. You guys know I'm doing 40 hours now. I don't know if that's permanent or not. Right now it looks like it might be, but I really don't know. And I'm great with whatever direction this goes in. I do love my job, so I'm glad to to be able to do the 2 days from home. The kids are doing really well. Baseball season, I think, is ending here in about a month, maybe a little bit less. So hopefully I'll have a better routine established. And I have to remind myself too that I just started like 2 months ago. I keep thinking that I've been there longer, but it's only been just a little over 2 months. So of course a routine is going to be difficult to get into. And definitely with full time, like I said, probably I don't know how long it's going to go. But even still, it's different, and I've got to give myself grace. There's an adjustment period for everything, so it'll go the way God wants it to go, right? All right. Well, I hope wherever y'all are at, you are having a blessed one. I'm not sure how much longer I have on this video, but I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the music. Watch me fold all my clothes. The clothes did get a little out of hand this time, but that's okay. That's okay. We got to it. They were clean. I did keep up with washing them, so it's all right if I backslide just a little bit. The important thing is that I get them folded and I keep trying. So this isn't an all the time thing, because stuff happens, life happens, we get busy, we got to do other things. So anyway, all right, with that said, I hope y'all have a blessed one, and I can't wait to see y'all in the next one. Bye.